Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Sariel Pichardo Zamudio. Welcome to the first debate organized by a student of the Higher School of Commerce and Administration, Unit Santo Tomas, student of the degree in Commercial Relationships. Today, we will talk about the topic of brand equity. People to expose this topic are Hurtado Muñoz Kammila, Mantilla Yáñez, and Montoya Yáñez Jessica. It's very important topic to talk about because it's all that companies need to give to their client and generate a link or connection with the company and become loyal customers. The rules for conducting this debate are two participants cannot speak at the same time. No participant can intervene for extended period of time, and remember that it's a dialogue. So let's start this debate. As we already know, brand equity is the way in which a consumer is going to perceive a brand already in a positive and negative way. So I would like to know for you, what is brand equity? And if it's possible to give us an example.
Brand equity is additional value that a brand adds to a product offering. Other words used to describe brand equity are influence, reputation, or business value. The term is determined by customer perception and experience with the brand. If people think highly of it has positive brand equity. When a brand fails to deliver in disappoints customers, causing them not recommend if the others it has negative brand. For example, Coca-Cola's brand equity has a recent signs they have able to adapt to new trends to connect and generate greater emotional bonds with the public. The use of happiness and missing is the main example. Coca-Cola sells through its missing self-happiness, which makes it as other similar average brand. This is why Coca-Cola marketing campaigns focus on happiness have been among the most effective during all this time.
Okay, brand equity to be measured, you need to know how it's composed. So the question is, how are brand equity composed?
It is composed of 6 factors, which are brand awareness, is the publicity generated around the brand, product or service so that the brand is known and is the top of mind of consumers. The most striking case is that of Harley Davidson or Apple's Apple. Brand association that attract us with that they are saying connect with us, that the image has the ability to connect and attract consumers and generate favorable feelings toward the brand. The first of this is Kleenex, the brand with which tissues are associated.
The third factor is perceived quality, refers to the degree of perceived satisfaction. If there is no acceptable level of quality, there will be no possible relationship between the consumer and the brand. For example, imagine seeing a new car in a showroom for the first time. In the first few moments, you will be able to judge whether the product is of high quality or not. You will see the sheen of the paint finish, the alignment of the panels, the brilliance of the gloss, the elegance of the design treatments. You will feel the fluidity of the door handle movement, the solidity of the controls, the smoothness of the interior materials, the softness of the armrest. You will hear the precision of the door mechanisms, the noise in the closing of the glove box door, the harmony of the audible tones. All these sensory inputs will allow you to unconsciously determine whether you are evaluating a superior vehicle worthy of a price premium. The fourth factor is brand experience. It is differential with the competition. The added value is a particular advantage that can benefit the brand. Take the energy drink brand Red Bull, for example. At the end of the day, Red Bull is selling glucose and caffeine in the different flavors.
Brand preference is the preference of the brand why buy from me and not from the competition. A reason to buy from the competition is evident. Shoppers in a grocery store and automatically research barrels of ketchup and mustard based on the brand name and the consumer strong attachment to those brands. Brand loyalty is to a generate repeat purchase. This reduces the risk switching on the competition stabling returns. Starbucks can cost 4 times so much a coffee at gas station, and the little around corner there are still lines of people at the store on drive-thru.
Well, interesting point of view. Continue with the theme of brand equity. I would like to know what benefits are achieved with brand equity. And I ask this question because brand equity is an intangible part of the company, but its results are not because the benefits are real and quantifiable.
The main ones are increased profits. When a brand has positive brand equity, it can charge more for its product or service because people will be willing to pay for it, which translate into increased profits. Customer loyalty, not only are customers willing to pay more for a product with strong brand equity, but they are also willing to remain loyal to a company for many years. Some companies have built such strong brand loyalty that even when they encounter bump in the road, a defective product or a bad experience, their customers are willing to stick with them.
Expansion opportunities. Positive brand equity facilitates a company's long-term growth by leveraging it. You can easily add new products to the line and people will be more willing to try them. In addition, you can expand into new markets. People will recognize the brand, establish a positive connection, and follow it. Competitive advantage. When customers are willing to pay a premium price for your products or services, when they try your new product site unseen just because it has your logo in it, or when customers in a new market come to you simply because of the reputation you have, it is very good for your business.
Bargaining power. Positive brand equity can give a considerable leverage when negotiating with the supplier, manufacturers, and distributors, where suppliers recognize that consumers explicit about products bear your name. They will want to work with you.
At this time, we already know what brand equity is, how they are composed, and their benefits. Now it's time to know what happens when brand equity is used correctly and incorrectly. So the question for our fellow marketers is what happens when brand equity is positive and negative.
After a series of good brand experience, users not only recommend it to others, but it becomes the only one they will buy and use in that category. They think so highly of it that any product associated with the brand benefits. For example, Burger King held a custom night where it gave away a Whopper to all those who dress up as a clowns. In addition to reinforce the value of the experience, it executed a digital strategy where the hashtag Scary Clown Nights was used in social networks.
Negative aspect of brand equity. When a brand's brand equity is perceived negatively, the customer's reaction might boycott products, don't play or badmouth the product to others which could lead the positive effect. For example, as part of its Give a Child Breakfast initiative, which aims to provide school breakfast for underprivileged children, Calvax decided to donate money for one breakfast for every retweet on Twitter. You know, key King of charity miles just share a post on Twitter with this tweet when the ground pipe and people were on outraged as they felt Kellogg's was exploiting vulnerable children they get exposure as PTY led underprivileged children state if people didn't retweet. This tweet ended with intentioned ended of being perceived as blackmailing consumers, giving Kellogg's a really bad moment and seriously damaging its brand equity.
We are already in the final stretch of this debate. People who would like to know from our exponent, how can a company measure brand equity?
To measure three metrics, which are financial metrics. Management will always want to see a positive balance sheet to confirm that the brand is healthy. Data market share, profitability, revenue, price, growth rate, cost to the right customer, cost to acquire a customer at brand investment should be encouraged using solid financial metric data to demonstrate the importance of the brand to the business and secure high health marketing budgets and continued growth. Strict metrics. Strong brands are the more likely to survive this paid change and deliver more brand equity. Thus taking brand awareness and launch, accessibility, loyalty, customer retention, and brand interest. And the last one is customer metrics. Company don't brands, customer do. It's essential that you track customer buying behavior and sentiment toward brand. By measuring brand-based emotional connection, value appreciation through surveys and social media marathon. With the right survey software, you will be able to connect feedback, opinions, and suggestions that will of the use to you.
Many of the times, people wonder why their business isn't growing. I would like to ask how do you generate greater brand awareness? Kammila, you can answer this?
Yes, first you must ensure that your customers recognize your brand identity when they are looking for goods or service, and that they perceive it the way you want them to. Some ways to achieve this is by using your logo consistently, offering good customer service, telling a story, continually provide value, staying in touch, using social media, encourage word of mouth through experience targeted marketing.
Okay, basically is having everything according to what your product or service is offering interesting. An important part of this is feelings. This question goes for Janet and is how are positive feelings fostered in consumer?
This is done by considering how do your products and services meet the needs of the consumer. A company that produces or use products and generally communicate to social and environment responsibility with attract consumers and employers who share those values and they connect and enthusiastic enough to be educated.
Oh, then thanks to these positive feelings, we turn a common consumer into a loyal consumer. Very important what you say, Janet. Maybe this will help people who wants to start a business. It's necessary to know this information, but what is there about communication? That the next question is for Jesse, and is how do you we communicate the meaning of the brand and what it represents?
When customers have a positive feeling about your product, they are more likely to become loyal customers and pass the word on. Judgments are made about a brand's credibility, capability, quality, relevance to needs, and superiority over the competition. So it's important to maintain the integrity of all of this. Positive links can be excitement, for fun, peer approval, safety, confidence, and self-respect.
Okay, then is to communicate our values as a company so that the consumer feels identified with the company or brand, and this can become a customer. But considering all this into account, how do you build a bond of loyalty with consumers? This question can be answered by anyone who wants.
This is a powerful but very difficult to achieve aspect of brand equity. Loyal customers are those who have formed a psychological bond with your brand. Customers with positive brand equity make repeat purchase, feel part of a community of consumers, and act as a brand ambassadors.
Okay, last question, but not less important. What do you think brand equity is important in a company?
I believe that organizations that leverage the power of brand often make more money than the competition while spending less, whether on production, advertising, or elsewhere. In addition, by having positive brand equity, people are more likely to spend more money to buy those products, resulting in higher profit margins. And if your products have a good reputation, people will seek you out as their go-to brand. This results in increased sales when a new product is launched and increase in customer lifetime value due to established trust.
People, this has been all of the debate, and as a conclusion of this, we can say that the correct management of brand equity allows to generate business and is a competitive weapon against other brands. It's key tools that is why it's increasingly present in long-term marketing strategies with the companies, and is certainly something easy to say, but putting it into practice is difficult but not impossible. It's also important to remember that to be successful, it's necessary to implement and consider all the factors that the companions mentioned, because everything works together. No one factor is independent of another. In addition, today, brand equity is positioned as a central value for current companies, which make great efforts in marketing and advertising to keep brands updated, attractive, and fixed in the mind of consumers. In rare case, that brand equity is the only truly viable thing for the company. In many other, it's as important as the product themselves, no matter how much real quality they have, as in the case of brands such as Hacker glasses or Beats headphones. Finally, remember that is means by which we can generate a connection with other consumers so that they become allies of brand and thereby increase our sales, or in the best case, the client recommend us with their acquaintances, friends, or family, creating a recommendation by word of mouth, and thereby reach more people who know the brand, its products or services, its value, and subsequently that the consumer feels identified with the company. With this, I end the debate. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you very much to Kammila, Yáñez, and JC for being in this debate and give us all this information. My name is Sariel Pichardo Zamudio, and see you in next debate. See you soon.